So while the previous two items have been related to issues more towards the hardware side of things, SafeBoot includes some checks to the software of your machine as well. Starting in SafeBoot forces the computer to run a disk check, then disables all third-party extensions and fonts. This might be helpful to you or a client if a new plugin suddenly crashes your computer and prevents it from being able to start up again. Now, one thing to keep in mind about SafeBoot is it'll probably take a bit longer than normal to start up because of that disk check. Now, starting in SafeBoot is about as easy as it gets. Simply hold the left Shift button and turn on the computer. Once you see that Apple logo, you can release Shift and it'll begin its disk check. This will look like a progress bar below the Apple logo and is an indicator that you've successfully started in SafeBoot. Once you get to your login screen or desktop, you'll find that all third-party extensions and fonts have been turned off and you're ready to go. Once you're ready to leave SafeBoot and use your computer as normal, simply restart and you're all set. Sometimes the issue is more complicated though, and can't be resolved by one of the quick fixes discussed earlier. You may need to rope in an IT professional or your system administrator and have them take a look at some of the behind-the-scenes processes that are going on. This is where verbose mode can be helpful. Verbose mode outputs the startup process in a command line form. This might display any I/O errors or issues with the startup sequence and can aid in your troubleshooting. To be honest, it can also just be kind of fun to take a peek at everything that's happening when you start up your computer. So, to start in verbose mode, simply hold the Command and V key when you power on the machine. You should really only have to hold it for a few seconds after you turn the computer on before the screen goes black and starts spitting out a bunch of strange text. Now, don't be afraid if none of this makes sense. The individual helping will likely tell you what to look for if they've asked you to pull this up. And that's it. You're in verbose mode. Once the operating system has finished its startup sequence and everything looks good, you'll be returned to your login window or desktop and you can begin using your computer as normal.